So another day has passed here in America, and that means another mass shooting has occurred. This time in Virginia Beach. 12 people were killed, slaughtered. A dude literally walked into his workplace after just resigning and killed 12 people. The gun had a silencer on it, made it way more lethal, harder for people to escape. So, yep, that happened. I read that headline, and usually when a mass shooting occurs, 12 people die. You feel something in you, like, damn, that sucks. Feel sorry for the families. How'd this happen? What do we do about it? But these past few times, you get numb. Like, it just doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you at all, because it happens literally every day. Literally every day in this country there's a mass shooting. According to statistics, at the start of 2019, right, there's been 5 months that have passed. Ever since the start of 2019, there have been 177 mass shootings. And this is a uniquely American problem. There are 6 times more gun deaths in America than in Canada. There are 16 times more gun deaths in America than in Germany. America has 4% of the world's population, and yet owns nearly half of the civilian-owned guns in the world. We are in a romance. We are entangled in a love affair with these cold weapons of metal, these killing machines. We just can't seem to shake it. We just can't seem to shake it. And what's amazing to me is that the statistics are clear. The more guns, the less strict the gun control, the more free and open the access is to these firearms, the more danger, the more violence, the more gun-related deaths. It's clear. The statistics are clear. So what's amazing to me is how every day there's a mass shooting. Every day, dozens of people die due to this crisis. People just don't care. Just continue to sit on your ass. These legislators continue to sit on their ass and do nothing. Now, you can blame it on the NRA. That's fine. The NRA indeed does spend millions of dollars lobbying our legislators to sit on their ass and do nothing. It lobbies them into intimidation, where they feel like, if I'm from a red state or if I'm from a state that prefers gun rights, and if I come out in support of gun control, I might lose my job. But guess what? These families are losing their loved ones. These families are losing people every day. Thousands. By the thousands every year. 40,000 gun-related deaths just last year. The highest in 50 years. This is a crisis. This has been a crisis. This will continue to be a crisis until somebody with enough guts transforms the way we view this issue across the country. Now, on the issues, on the actual gun control policies, Americans are almost unanimous. 90% of Americans support background checks at gun shows. Nearly 90% of Americans support the fact that people with mental illnesses should not be allowed to buy guns. Nearly 70% of Americans say that there should be an assault weapons ban. 60+% of Americans say that we should ban high-capacity magazines. So why? Tell me why. On 4 essential precepts of gun control, we can't get anything done. This is supposed to be democracy, right? This is supposed to be a beautiful democratic republic. This is supposed to be an amazing place where the opinions of the Americans are truly heard. It's supposed to be a beacon of hope and democracy and justice. This is supposed to be the grand old America, right? So why, on all of these 4 issues, these 4 policies that would save thousands of lives, we can't get anything done? And again, you can blame it on the gun lobby. That's fine. I do think that's a valid reason. But there's something else. There's this apathy. There's this lack of care. This lack of giving a shit across the country. I felt it in myself. Reading that headline, I shrugged it off. That's a freaking shame, man. It's a freaking shame. Because you don't care. The media will go on as if nothing happens. And we will go on as if nothing happened. Until one day it's you. One day it's one of your loved ones. One day it's one of your friends, your family who dies. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, we should have really done something to prevent that. Until it's too late. Until it's too late. What the hell's wrong with this country, man? What the hell is wrong with this country? I don't get it. I don't get it. About 20 years ago in Australia, there was an incredibly destructive mass shooting. 50 plus people died. It's terrible. It's terrible. It was the worst mass shooting in Australian history. Guess what they did? 5 to 7 days later, there was a gun buyback program. There were serious gun control measures in place. Essentially now nobody in America, down in Australia, owns guns. And if you do, it's through an extremely heavily regulated process. But here in America, there's a mass shooting every day. 40,000 people died last year. And we still sit on our ass as if nothing happened. It's a uniquely American problem. There's something wrong with us that we need to address. And on top of that, somewhere we need to muster up the guts to stand up to our government, to stand up to our legislators and say enough is enough. We are tired of losing our loved ones. The victims of these shootings and their families, they're tired of it. They're tired of it. They're tired of the sorries. They're tired of the condolences. They're tired of the flowers and the hugs and the tears and the lasagna, the free food. They're tired of all of it. They're tired. They want action. I want action. If you want action, it's time to stop being silent. And let's do something about this.